Okay, who's got a good memory? Who can tell me what were the 4 kinds of systems that we took notes on way back at the beginning of the unit? Free? Market? Mixed? Command? We missed one in there. Traditional is the other one. So we're going to focus just on market economy. There's 6 characteristics. We're going to list them all out. Then I'll give you what each one represents. So first characteristic is called private property. Private property. Second one is called free enterprise, which you may have heard that before. No, not like Star Trek. Sure. 3 is self-interest. Self-interest. 4 is competition. Alicia, I don't have mine out. My phone. Remember my role? But I don't like that, yeah. 5 is system of markets and prices. Number 2 is free enterprise. That was just, I spelled it wrong. Free enterprise.
Tell Miss Plush I say hi.
Plush.
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 I call her Miss Plush.
She's a social worker. Last is called limited government. Prices, and then limited government. I'm going to turn mine over. You need about a full sheet, so if you've got some space, you can fill it later, but just turn it over and start on the back. I'm going to divide my back into 6 rectangles. I'm going to use a ruler because I'm left-brained. Issues? Ouch. Okay, so first characteristic was what without turning over your paper? Who can remember? Oh, cheater, cheater. Private property. What does it mean? You can own land, you can own a company. Who is you? You can. Who are these people? Individuals as opposed to some of the other systems when who owns the land and the property. Yep, so individuals. Own land, businesses, etc. What's the advantage to having a system where it's individuals who own land, businesses, etc., not the government?
It's your rules.
Have you done economics before, Derek? You're so good at this. Yeah, so look, I don't know what that matters. So I want you to think about the textbooks that we give you every year. How do you treat them? Really, Tylen? Like really? Or do you just throw them in your bag and throw them on the floor of your room? And Forget about it. Well, when you go to university or post-secondary education, those textbooks are about $100 a piece. So when you suddenly have paid $100 for it, how do you treat it? Yeah, then you start carrying it like nothing can touch it, you can't spill on it, you can't do anything. So the advantage to having individuals owning is that, okay. Okay, so we started with they care more. So what if they care more? I'm talking more, not just the textbook example, more general in terms of the economy. So what if people care more about their business or their land? Okay, so will they treat it better? Okay. Yes? Mm-hmm. Taking that same sentence and moving it into economics, what it means is they'll allocate their resources more effectively. When did we talk about that allocation of resources? Sorry? Paste? Paste is how you make economic decisions, yes, but what have we talked about in the last few classes that's about allocating resources? The PPC, right? And we talked about points on the curve, points in the curve, point out of the curve. If you own it, you're invested in it, which means you'll allocate efficiently. That means you're going to choose points that are on the PPC as opposed to under allocating. So they allocate their resources efficiently. I just totally forgot how to spell allocate. Efficiently. I'm just going to put a double arrow because these mean the same thing. Just the bottom is how we say it in economics versus just in a general way. So yes, they care more, they treat it better. What that means in terms of economics is they're going to use the resources efficiently. I still see you on the phone.
Oh, I'm not on my phone.
No, what are you doing in your lap there? It's very odd. Sorry, I thought it was, now I put 3 E's in free. Free enterprise. What does free enterprise mean?
Like, you can start your own company and like, there's not going to be a favoritism from the government.
So if you wanted to go out tomorrow and open up a business selling your favorite item in the entire world. So mine, I think I'm still on peanut butter chocolate cheesecake. So if I want to go out and make a roadside stand selling chocolate peanut butter cheesecake, who's going to tell me I can't?
Everyone.
Who's going to tell me I can't?
No one.
No one in a market system. What about other types of economies? So if we look at a command economy or communism we've talked about, who tells people what they can sell? The government. That's our kind of economy. Free enterprise means you can sell what you want within legal limits. You can sell what you want within legal limits. Still can't prostitute. Okay, can't sell child pornography, right? We have laws about certain things, but generally in our society, you can open up any store that you want.
My step-grandpa was in an escort party.
Good to know.
Yeah.
Second point is you're free to work where you want. Again, within legal limits. And to us, that seems so obvious. Well, of course, I can get a job anywhere I want, but there's economies that isn't like that, that the government will tell you what you're going to do. And there's some countries where they stream kids as young as age 10. So in grade 5, they'll say, okay, these kids are going into university, these kids are going into trades, these kids are going to be farmers, these kids are going to be whatever. And it's the government that tells people that. You don't always have a choice. Okay, so for us, it seems so normal, but that's very special to a market economy. Third is self-interest. So the economic definition of self-interest is self-interest drives people to get to do the best job that they can. Why? Exactly. In our system, if we work hard and we put in more hours and work more efficiently, we get more what? Money, right? So there's that self-interest in wanting to do a good job. So self-interest drives people to do the best job possible.
Commission.
So in other types of economies, if everybody worked as hard as they could, or some people didn't work hard, and everybody got the same amount in the end, would you have that same self-interest?
No.
So if we all pooled our money and we all got the same amount out, what is making me want to earn more money?
Like, with more money, you're gonna feel it's unfair, not motivated.
But it works in other kinds of economies. It's just that's not our economy. Our economy is self-interest. So the harder you work, the more you get back out of it. Okay? Competition. What does competition do for our economy?
It's good because, like, it's good on one side because they try to improve for the consumers.
Okay, yeah, I like.
Prices goes down, so they try to compete to get the.
So would prices go down with competition?
Yes,
Okay, Connor, why?
as, like, you go to Walmart and you're like, okay, there's a $5 peanut butter cheesecake.
So excited. I'd buy 3.
And then you go to Safeway and there's a $4 one. And then you can either just get the $4 one or you can go to Walmart and say, there's my save it for $4 and they might say, okay, we'll sell you ours for 4, I'll sell you ours for cheaper.
So competition keeps prices in line. So although we like to say in our economy that we choose our own prices, we really don't because it's based on competition.
It's like, find a better price and we'll beat it.
Sometimes and take off 10%, right? Some companies will do that.
Because it's of quality, they try to make a better result for the same price.
Okay, can improve quality.
Can you just like make up a fake price, or do you have to
Look up proof.
Oh, that sucks.
Okay, third bullet point, no one company controls the market. Later on in the course, we're going to talk about monopoly, not like the board game, but what that means in terms of economy. And we will actually talk about what happens when one company does control the market and how does that change things. Fifth was system of market and prices. And this is actually the key point that's going to lead us into the next couple units, which is where supply and demand control prices and quantity. Supply and demand control prices and quantity. As opposed to what controlling prices and quantity? The government. Okay, so just make a note, not the government. So that's what we're going to spend the next 3 units on, is talking about supply and demand and how does it affect prices and quantity, and what happens if the supply changes, what happens if the demand changes, what happens if the price goes up, et cetera, et cetera. Limited government. So limited government, we've talked about in some of the other boxes, means they don't control the price, they don't tell you what to sell, they don't tell you where you need to work, they don't tell you what you're going to do with the money you earn. What does the government do?
Tries to intervene sometimes, like how they come.
So for how or when will they intervene?
Like crisis.
Okay, when there's crisis, yes?
Elections.
Explain what you mean.
Like they, like the candidates give, I don't know.
We elect our government, but that's not really how they intervene in the market. So what they do is enforce. Want to guess? Policies. And laws, right? We've talked within the legal limit for some of these boxes. Well, that's the government that's going to step in if you're not within the legal limit. They also provide national defense when necessary. So although we like this system where we can pick what we sell and where we want to work and we get to pick our business and where it is and all these things, we still like the fact we've got some protection if something happens. Questions so far? Turn to someone in front, behind, beside you, so around you. One of you tell the other, what does private property mean in terms of a market economy?